on Sports 56. Here is your host, the voice of the Tigers, Dave Wolo.
Look up on the wall. There on the wall.
Good Monday morning to all. Hope you had a great Father's Day. Hope you survived the heat. It was crazy out there. I believe it was 98 degrees with a heat index of 105, but of course, it's Father's Day. I got to play golf. I got to do my version of Payne Stewart and then come back and watch. And this weekend had some performances for the ages. And we're going to get deeper into that in medals. But between Bryson DeChambeau and Gabriella Rose, 46 years of age, you really had to shake your head at the prowess of some of these athletes. Tennessee is in position to do something that no one else has done for 25 years. The number one overall seed in position now with one more win, and you get two chances at it, to get into the best of three final series. And you can't help but believe they're going to get there. They've been able to do it with long ball, even in a big ballpark. Dramatic walk-off home run in the first game, walk-off offense, and then yesterday long ball and a big win. So now they await either Florida State or North Carolina. And is the Tigers' athletic director search down to the 6 final candidates? So here's who the Daily Memphian, under the bylines of Tim Buckley and John Martin, they say it's down to 6. They've identified 4. The 4 are Ryan Albert, the Tennessee deputy athletic director, a guy who's been here before, I believe, got a master's degree from the U of M while he was an administrator here. Young, energetic guy. Kevin White, who is the Clemson deputy athletic director. So there would be a guy you would think, and I don't really know that much about Kevin White, but I would think Clemson assistant or second in command there would definitely have football and ties to Power 5 schools. Ed Scott, Virginia's deputy athletic director. Again, here's a guy with, you would think, Power 5 connections. And then the final one is Mark Allnut, we all know, because he was here as the deputy AD. In fact, I believe he might have been the very first guy to have that title, deputy AD, which is number 2 in command. He was the deputy AD here when gotten the job at Buffalo, and he's a football guy, played football, likable guy, would be a great pick. He's that guy. We know the 5th guy is Jeff Crane because he was identified even by the president as a guy who would be in the mix. He would be interviewed as a potential full-time AD, and he's got sort of a time frame on his mind because he's been in charge of this transition with the stadium. He's been involved in the fundraising. So continuity's sake and timing, because you want to keep things moving here. You're at $23 million. You need $2 more million, and you start the crane on the east side. On the west side. So that would be 5. The 6th one, I would speculate, but there's a gentleman, I want to say his name is Alan Green, who is also at Tennessee like Ryan Alpert. He's in athletic administration, and he worked with Bill Hargrave at Auburn, and Adam Walker, whose name, of course, has long been associated with the University of Memphis, got his doctorate from the U of M, was a track star at Kansas State, is at Kansas State as the president of the Alumni Association, but was a critical fundraiser here for the last few years, and he was an assistant athletic director who sort of was in charge of basketball with Penny. So that would be another name. Those are the names that you would most think about as the candidate search is down the stretch. So we are told Zoom calls will come from 6, and they should happen pretty quick. And I applaud, by the way, how I don't want to say secretive, but how good a job President Bill Hargrave has done in not letting any names leak out. I mean, this is the first time we've heard any kind of real names. We've all speculated on names, people that may be associated with some of the people on the search committee, or guys that might be associated with donors that have good relationships with them to keep that money flowing from that donor. We've all had speculation on that. But these are the first time that we've heard names that have come out. Alpert, White, Scott, Allnut, and Crane. So we'll see. The Zoom calls take place, and then there will be two that will be in-person interviewed, so they'll be brought here to talk with President Hargrave. And then I think by the 4th of July, Memphis will have its new athletic director in place. Just an update on what is going on there. By the way, 901 FC over the weekend on Saturday wins again. This was significant. They beat the number 1 team in the Western Conference that has a great record, New Mexico United. Memphis scored early. They scored twice. One was on a handball in the box. It was crazy that allowed for a penalty kick. They win 2-1. They held on at the end. Possession time was clearly New Mexico. But this Memphis team now, they got this core of Brazilians. There are 4. I call it the Brazilian connection. 4 key guys. They've scored 16 of the last 18 goals. They scored both goals, the Brazilians did, in the New Mexico win. They've had 5 victories and 3 draws in their last 9 games. They are now in 3rd in the West. They go to Las Vegas next Saturday, late-night game that I'll be doing on TV if you have a chance to listen in, 9:30 at night on Saturday night, right before you either go out or you come back in. This is kind of fun. Stephen Glass is putting together his best team, and 3rd place would be playoffs right now if the season came to an end. So they are a fun team to watch, and this connection with the Brazilians in the community of Memphis, it's really neat. And maybe more and more people will start coming out to the games from all of that. I'm sitting in the Family Leisure studio, and a reminder, it is summer. You can tell from the heat, which means it's time to party. There was a pool party for my daughter-in-law's birthday this past week. We had a whole bunch of people in our pool, and you can't get better swimming weather than you got right now. And they've got 24-foot above-ground pools for under $2,000. That's a terrific price at Family Leisure. All ladders, filter systems, even those new robotic cleaners that are so cool, 20% off of those. You can get 50% off on patio furniture. Those cool play gyms that every kid would want to have, they have $1,000 off on the price. It's a great time to party and to go swimming, and Family Leisure is having that summer party sale. It makes it so much fun for you. Just get there, I-40 and Whedon Road. On Mondays, we do a thing called Precious Metals. Bronze medal goes to, and probably should get higher, but I just... There's been so much inconsistency with these leagues. But I got to give the Birmingham Stallions a medal of some kind. So they win the first ever United Football League title, first UFL. They won the first 2 USFL titles. So the Stallions, who have won 18 of their last 19 games, have now won 3 straight spring league championships. They beat the Brahmas, that I think were the XFL champions from a year ago. So you had champion versus champion, and the USFL champion is now the UFL champion. How about that for the Birmingham Stallions and Skip Holtz? I wonder, I keep thinking, does Skip Holtz want to parlay this into something bigger? I mean, he's He's dominated here. Can't tell me there wouldn't be an NFL team interested in him or another college football team that's looking for some innovative play calling and things of that nature. And Skip's been a college coach too. I think he likes the fact that he doesn't worry about personnel. He gets there, he puts them all together, he figures it out. He's only working like 12 weeks, right? I mean, he's working half the time he would if he were NFL or college. You're working full-time year-round. I am a little surprised, but apparently he likes the situation. I don't know. I don't think he's making much more than $250,000 a year, but it's a short time period. And maybe he's made enough money over the years that he doesn't have to worry about, and this is nice supplemental income.
And the question is, how hard does he want to work?
I think that's part of it. I agree with that. I think you're right. I got to give a bronze medal to both Dallas and Edmonton. They were both down 3-0 in the NBA and NHL championship series. Both absolutely responded big in game fours to stay alive. Dallas beat the Celtics 122-84. The game was never in doubt. I mean, it was right off the bat Dallas. I don't think Boston came to play at all. And Luka Doncic had something of sort of redemption on his mind to sort of get his reputation back to where it could be. He defended, he assisted, and he shot, as always. What do you have, 25 points at the half? Like with 9 assists or something crazy? And I'm telling you, he played hard on the defensive side. Didn't say a word to the referees. I got to give him a medal for that. And there's a guy on Edmonton who's a terrific player. His name is Connor McDavid. He had a goal and 3 assists. And Edmonton beat the Florida Panthers in Game 4 in their home arena, 8-1. This is a team that at times in the series has been just totally invisible. They've outshot them in a couple of games, but for the most part, they were just outclassed. And to beat this team 8-1, wow. I don't think either Edmonton or Dallas are winning their titles. No Stanley Cup, no NBA championship, World Championship. I don't believe for Dallas, but at least this wasn't just a gentleman's sweep kind of thing. This was total domination by the team that was the big underdog in the game. I've got to give my silver medal to Gabriella Rose. She probably deserves a gold. 46 years of age, okay? In a preliminary heat, she won the heat. Her time was 1:08:43. She had never swam a 100-meter breaststroke in under a minute 9 before. At age 46, she won a heat and had a personal record best. Incredible. Made the semifinals to make the USA swim team. Now remember, Gabriella Rose, born and raised in Memphis, Mike Rose's daughter. Gabriella Rose, because her mother was Brazilian, in 1996, she swam on the Brazilian team. In 2000, she swam for Team USA. And the only reason I give her a silver is because she did not make the finals. You have to be in the top 8 with times. You either finish top 3 in your heat and then times. Her time in the semis was top 10. She was 10th. You had to be top 8, so she missed the finals. But at 46, to swim a personal best, can you imagine? In the breaststroke, 100 meters, she swam the best time in competition she ever did. Better than when she was young in 96 and 2000, at the age of 46 in 2024. That's incredible.
That's the power of adrenaline. Kick it in.
It's the power of staying in shape all this
That's
time and being so mentally tough. I mean, it's incredible. It really is. And then I got to give the gold medal to Bryson DeChambeau. He wins his second U.S. Open. He had a lot of pressure from Rory, and I'll get to that in a minute. Rory helped to give it to him. Everybody talks about DeChambeau's incredible prolific, prodigious depth that he can hit the ball a mile an hour, and he can. He can drive the ball 350 yards. He can carry it 320. But nobody talks about his short game. And I thought Brandel Chambly was spot on when he said, on 18, when DeChambeau knows if he pars, he wins the U.S. Open. He's up against a root in the native areas, and he hits a ball. He's trying to get it to the green, and he can't because he just had a bad lie. And he ends up in a trap 50 yards from the pin. That's the hardest sand trap shot that there is. And Brandel Chambly tells you no one has gotten up and down all day long from that trap. Bryson DeChambeau did. That short game came in, hit another 4-foot putt. Rory missed one the same way. DeChambeau made it, and DeChambeau wins his second U.S. Open, the first one with the crowd. Remember when he won at Winged Foot? There was nobody there. It was COVID. This is his second with normal conditions. He played the crowd to perfection. I don't know if he's a changed man or he's just a calculating guy who has figured out how to become popular. Either way, I hand it to him. He was fantastic. He's won his second major, a second U.S. Open. Bryson DeChambeau gets my gold.
That's very good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, a couple of bronze here for me. One bronze, I'll give one to Ryan Blaney winning the Iowa Speedway race in NASCAR. Shout out to him. And then
You love NASCAR. You know, NASCAR, we used to have so many people that were crazy about NASCAR. It has slipped in popularity, but there are still so many people that really love it. And you're one of them.
Yeah, I've always been a big NASCAR
Have you ever
guy.
been to a race?
Yes.
Okay.
Went to Bristol in 2019.
I went to Bristol as well, and I wanted to like it. In fact, I got taken by these guys that wanted me to like it so I would do more on the show with it. This is the truth. This is the truth. This is way back when, in the 80s, when I was at WREC, and flew in an airplane, got the whole experience with the headsets and everything, and I wanted to really like it. And I don't know. It just has never tickled my fancy. But I respect the fact that so many love it.
Yeah. Yeah, fortunate for me, I had pit passes, so I was able to go down towards pit road.
So you watched them in action.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing
Yeah,
stuff.
I got to see Kevin Harvick's car up close when
Ah.
I was working on his car that year. Yeah, that was pretty fun. I need to go to another race. My other bronze, I'm giving it to Terrence Shannon Jr. Because if you recall, Dave, like he was accused of sexual assault.
Yeah.
On
This is the University of
Yeah.
Illinois guard that's up in all the mock drafts.
right, so his, I guess his character took a hit.
Yeah.
Everything that he had to sit out some games because of it. Well, they got to court, and it turns out he never committed the assault. It turns out like the lady that made the accusation, she was in her group chat with her friends saying, "You got him." Like, I can't believe they fell for it. And it was like, you made up an entire story about a guy just to see him get beat
Suffer.
up in the court of public opinion.
Awful.
Yeah. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy that it clears his name. He can now just strictly focus on
He
basketball.
appears to be a first-round draft choice, middle to lower, in all the mocks.
Yes, definitely. And keeping it college basketball, Coleman Hawkins is getting my silver. Why? Because Buddy called his shot. Like, if he withdrew his name out of the NBA draft, and he basically said, "Well, the reports were saying like I'm not going to a program that's not giving me like $2 million." And sure enough, like Kansas State got him close to $2 million.
That's what I heard. $2 million.
So I'm happy for him. He called his shot in the NIL. This is the nature of the business.
Well,
these
if you're
days.
patient and you play the end game, you're when schools are desperate, and you're the best thing still in the portal.
Yeah.
Your price can go up.
Definitely. And then my gold medal, same as yours, DeChambeau. This is the second live guy to win a major so far.
Who's the other live guy that won a major?
It's Brooks Koepka.
Yeah, but he didn't win it as a live player.
You sure?
I didn't think he did. Go check.
I can check it for you real quick.
Go check. I think he was still a PGA guy when he won his majors. He might have been in contention, but I don't believe he won as a live guy. But DeChambeau has, and DeChambeau has been the best player in all of the major championships so far.
Yeah, Brooks Koepka won it in. He won the PGA championship, holding off Victor Hovland.
What year?
Last year.
23?
Yeah.
Huh. Man.
So you got two.
He's got two. They've got two. All right, time for rusts. First one goes to Angel Reese. F1 on Clark. And then I don't mind the hard fall. I mean, that's the way she plays. She likes being a heel. She's going to cash in on being a heel, by the way. But then she has the audacity. They lost again. Caitlin Clark's team beat her. She has the audacity to say, that wasn't an F1. Clearly, you hit her in the head. And blame the officials that are too hard on her and Cordosa that other players get special whistles. She's unbelievable. She gets a rust. And then I hate to do this because Rory played hard and mightily, but Rory faltered. Rory bogeyed 2 of the last 3 holes. Rory on 16 missed a 2.5-foot putt when he was up 2. That 2.5-foot putt, by the way, was the first time all year he's missed a putt inside 3 feet. The heat got to Rory, and I'm not talking about the temperature at Pinehurst, number 2. I'm talking about the pressure of not winning for 10 years in a major. It got to him. He missed a 4-footer. He missed a 2.5-footer. He'd been brilliant putting. The emotions, the stress got to him. I hate it for him. And he, who's usually pretty gentlemanly and will talk about anything, he left the press room, immediately went to his car, and did not talk to a soul. Got in the car, drove away.
Got up out of there.
Yep. You're Russ?
Rory is one of my rusts as well. Like, I just couldn't believe he missed it that badly.
Yeah.
And then my other rust, I have another one. Isaiah Buggs, but also I'm bringing the Chiefs in this. Isaiah Buggs is the second player this offseason that has been either has a warrant for his arrest or has been arrested this offseason. Because you remember Rashee Rice was the first one with the speeding.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. And then now Isaiah Buggs has been arrested again. Like the first time he was arrested again the first time, but now he's been arrested again in Alabama for domestic violence and burglary. So it's like, man, for a team that struggled for most of the regular season to catching fire in the postseason, winning their 3rd championship in 6 years, 5 years, and then you know, in the offseason where you just need to chill, relax, just take it easy. You get in your championship ring, you get arrested twice already this offseason.
It's been a tough offseason for Andy Reid's team. There's no question about it. And both those guys, they got to get their acts under control because they're letting opportunities absolutely slip away.
Yes.
For their lifetime security. No doubt about it. Those are our precious metals. They're brought to you in part by the good folks at Grind City Brewing. I know they got a big, huge concert coming up. They got this great venue. Of course, they got great beer. That whole brewery set up just north of downtown where you can See the city skyline. You can see the bridges. They've got picnic tables set up, and they've also got a stage on weekends for concerts. It's just a cool concept. They've been taking care of beerness and a whole lot more for a long time now. Grind City is just a cool place. You'll love the Poppy's Pills, the Pilsner that is outstanding. They got the India Pale Ale called the Godhopper, the Amber Lagers, the Thaddeus, of course, the Blue Moonish Belgian-style wheat ales called Belga. People clamor for that. And there is the craft malt liquor that's very unique with a little extra alcoholic kick. They call that the Tiger Tails because they're big Tiger fans. Grind City Brewing, that's all Memphis, right downtown. We take a quick break. When we come back, we head to Tampa. Our friend TJ Reeves is standing by. We'll talk more U.S. Open and a whole bunch more. That comes your way next.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Jenkins Floors and More invite you to their retail warehouse where they pass wholesale savings on to you. Jenkins Floors in Little Rock, Cleveland, Mississippi, and now open in Horn Lake at 2356 West Goodman Road. Specializing in flooring and carpeting, tile, plantation shutters, and blinds, Jenkins makes your life easy with a 2-week turnaround. Contractors, builders, or family projects, call 662-469-9350 for a free estimate. Owners Timmy and Rebecca Jenkins say hello to Sports 56 fans and look forward to your business.
Hi, I'm Andy Meadows, Chief Editor of Radio Update. What is Radio Update, you ask? It's an online publication specific to radio that shares innovative ideas about how to move our industry forward. Check us out if you're in radio or interested in getting into an industry that's over 100 years old and stronger than ever. Broadcast radio is now the largest mass medium in the United States. If you're like me and you have a passion for radio, or you want to put the power of radio to work for your brand, log on to radioupdate.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
All 650 acquisition fee, Telluride RG 510849, MSRP 38305, Forte LXS RE 780 169, MSRP 21820. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 6/30/2024 with approved credit. Dealer stock only. Hey Jeff, I hear you've got the Kia Summer Sticker Sales event going on right now at Gossett Kia South on Mount Moriah. Give me some scoop.
Randy, the scoop is I'm ready to put you in a new Kia for less. 2024 Kia Forte LXS 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month. $34.99 due at signing. How about a 2024 Kia Telluride LX 357 a month? $39.99 due at signing. 24-month lease.
Plus 0% for 48 months on 2024 EV9. And every Gossett Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia South on Mount Moriah.
Gossett Kia South, 2680 Mount Moriah, or online anytime. KiaMountMoriah.com.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloship.
Welcome back in, cruising through our Monday. To Tampa we go momentarily. Our friend TJ Reeves joins us, brought to you by the Eflin Insurance Team. You know Matt and his crew, they're all about protecting you the collaborative way. You'll sit down with Matt or Grant or Andrew or Heath. They'll get to know you, your family, what's important, how they really can best serve you, protect you, what the budget is, and then they find the perfect protection, the perfect insurance for your home, for your auto, for your future with life insurance. They're collaborative the same way when it comes to businesses, mid to small-sized businesses. They get to know you, your employees, your product. They forecast your business out, figure out what the budget is, and find the perfect commercial insurance for you. 901-386-4777. That spells GER, by the way, because they're big Tiger fans. Insurance. 901-386-GER. Get protected the collaborative way. Reach out to my friends at the Eflin Insurance team. We reach out. We head to Tampa, and our friend TJ Reeves is standing by. He's all excited. His live guy, Bryson DeChambeau, was a winner. Good morning.
First of all, I'm just excited to be here because we've not done this in a little bit. Memorial Day struck with the holiday. Then I was gone on the Alaskan cruise, which we have survived. And then I was under the weather last week with a bad strep throat infection. You know I love to talk, and I love to come on with you. So if I'm not able to talk, if I sound like a combination of Harvey Firestein or Krusty the Clown from The Simpsons, which is what I sounded like, then I didn't have any business damaging Wolo and friends. So this has been a little bit.
It's been almost a month.
To catch up on everything. But I hear you're good. Your golf game is good. You got to play with your son this weekend.
Yeah, we did. We finished right
in the middle of the pack. You consumed about 75 gallons of liquid, of Gatorade, water, and whatever in the Memphis heat and humidity. You might be hydrated by August. Who knows? But I'm glad things are going well there, and we survived Alaska.
Well, that's a great. I've done that Alaskan cruise thing. I think it's cool as can be.
Cool, figuratively and literally, 48 degrees in the afternoon in Juneau, slightly different than the 100-plus heat index of Memphis, Tampa, and most of the South this time of year. So layers of clothing were vital. So we did well. We survived. I know you want to talk a lot about the golf and about Bryson DeChambeau and about the finish of the U.S. I mean, what great drama, obviously, just overall for the last hour and a half. Riveting stuff. And do you believe that McIlroy threw it away, or do you believe that Bryson took it? I didn't get to hear the first segment. Do you believe Bryson took it from him, or did McIlroy throw it away?
I think it's a combination of the two. I think McIlroy going 2 over on the last 3 holes, missing a 4-footer, missing a 2.5-footer.
4-footer? That was like 2 feet.
No,
the second one. God. I mean,
at 16, it was 2.5 feet. TJ, it's the first time this year he's missed a putt inside 3 feet.
I saw it. 430-something out of 430-something he had made. And then to have that happen, and the nerves appeared to get to him a little bit, and you just have to wonder before we move on to DeChambeau. I mean, all the talk, obviously, a decade ago is this is the next Tiger Woods. This is the guy that's going to win double-digit majors. And it's not that he hasn't won majors. He has. It's not that he doesn't have a Hall of Fame resume. He does. But we can see once and for all, there is nobody like Tiger Woods. And I don't even know that McIlroy at this point deserves to be in the same category with Phil Mickelson, who did all of what he did head-to-head with Tiger.
Right.
And at times having to outduel him. It just shows you how hard it is to win a major championship because this guy was supposed to be the next great thing, and he can't finish one off right now for whatever reason, Rory.
Well, he definitely contributed to his demise and the success of Bryson DeChambeau. But I have to hand it to Bryson DeChambeau. Everybody talks about his incredible hitting power. And when you can carry 320 and can hit the ball 350 and 360, and when you hit an 8-iron 230, which is more than most mere mortals can hit drivers, you are absolutely overwhelmed by that. But his short game was incredible. He made every big save putt that he had to make. He's the only guy. On 18, from the bunker he had to hit into because of a poor lie to get up and down, that's incredible. That third
in the final round, he's the only guy. Was it all weekend or the final round or both?
I think it was the final round.
In the final round, nobody got up and down out of that bunker until he did it.
Right.
With everything on the line. 72nd hole at the U.S. Open. Because bear in mind, if he screws that shot up, now he's got a tough situation and or tough putt to tie and continue with the playoff. And if he misses, McIlroy's the winner.
When he was in that bunker, when he put that ball in that bunker, I was getting ready to watch a playoff.
Right. Which, I don't know if you went over this, a lot of people don't realize this. They changed it over a decade ago. It would have been an immediate aggregate playoff on 17 and 18.
Right.
They've done away with the 18 holes, come back the next day. Television has a lot to do with that, with how much money NBC, Comcast is paying. They want a winner on Sunday night, especially when they're building that drama. So that's what it looked as though, okay, is he going to get up and down here? And if he doesn't get up and down and he misses, we've got, you got a legitimate, especially if he gets a bad shot, you got a legitimate chance he could make 6 on the final hole and not even be in a playoff.
Right.
And McIlroy be the winner. And good on him. I know he's taken a lot of heat, and deservedly so. Brought a lot of it on himself about arrogance, etc. But I think he more than demonstrated this week, and he has. This is an area where Live Golf has gotten bigger into the engagement with the fans. Last couple of years, he was tremendous with the fans at Pinehurst. And you take into account that he lost his father. His father died 2 years ago, and that obviously is an awful, humbling thing for him. And it's Father's Day on top of that. So I think he has mellowed. I think he has matured, and that helped. And you heard lots of outpouring of current competitive players wishing him well and saying they're happy for him. And I don't know that was the case. I know it was not the case when he won the U.S. Open in the COVID crazy year in 2020.
Well, I know Koepka didn't like him, that's for sure.
Right. That's correct. But I think over time, hopefully you grow up some, you mature some. And he's got an amazing amateur background, obviously, having won an NCAA championship and a U.S. amateur championship, and now he's got the U.S. Open twice. And did you see the video, just real quick, of he and Johnson Wagner late last evening on the Golf Channel, where Johnson Wagner was down and trying to recreate the bunker shot in the dark on how difficult it was, and Bryson came up to him with the contingent of USGA officials and the media people, and they shared a great moment. And so Johnson Wagner hit the first bunker shot so far and so hard he hit it all the way over the green in the dark. Didn't even hit the green.
I did not see that.
But then
I heard
Bryson gave him a little tip. He's like, my lie's a little better than that. He goes, play the 50 degree, and he goes, try to get the lift. And Johnson Wagner hit it a foot from the hole in the dark. They got video with the light. And so it was a great moment. It was a very personable moment. And he definitely has loosened up and won some fans back. And I'm anxious to see what those ratings are, especially for that final hour, like the 6 to 7 Eastern, 5 to 6 Memphis time. It had to be 2 or 3 million more people and growing because of the drama and the fact you got 2 household names. Right. Really two iconic names right now in golf battling for it.
We'll talk with Joe Denk tomorrow, a Business of Sports, about those ratings. Although sometimes they don't come out until late Tuesday night.
Right.
And then it's
really probably 6 million, 5 or 6 million people at least, which is an outstanding number, you would think.
I heard that he also did about an hour interview with Smiley Kaufman. And Smiley Kaufman is becoming a fairly bigger name now in golf broadcasting that was supposed to be terrific. Here's my thing. Maybe this is for real. Maybe he has become a changed guy. Maybe the loss of his father and maturity and the fact that he's had some humble pie, because remember, he was a god when he came out of SMU and had immediate success, that, maybe there's some humility and some lessons that have been growing. Or maybe he's just really smart and said, you know what, I got to change, at least for marketing, the way I am perceived, and has made a tremendous amount of effort to do that. I don't know if it's sincere or not. I think time will tell.
What about if it's all of the above? What if it's everything you just said? All of it.
I guess that's fair.
And at this point, look, I mean, the kids don't understand all the politics of the game. They don't understand all of your past problems. They just look wide-eyed. There's a star. And the fact that he's going and taking time with kids for whatever reason, bravo. As parents, as you are, as I am, and as many are that are listening, bravo. You want those things for your kids' experiences and to be around and for them to root for and cheer on, and that, it was just neat to see. And I think a lot of it is sincere. And you hear his fellow players talking about how he has mellowed out. He gets it now. The whole fan engagement thing again with Live and that kind of stuff basically requires it. They want that, trying to grow their brand and what they're doing. So, it was exciting stuff, and here we are. We're 7 or 8 minutes deep talking about this, and rightfully so, because it was a memorable U.S. Open for sure. We'll talk about this for a while.
Yeah, other thoughts on other things that occurred around this?
There's a couple things. Number one, I don't think you and I have talked any time recently about this, but Tiger Woods, at this point, we're looking at basically an emeritus situation. And he said something that I think had the media room buzzing, which is he doesn't know how many times he's going to be back and competitively play the actual U.S. Open as opposed to the Senior Open.
But wasn't there some contradictory aspects to all that? And I'll tell you why. First, he says, I really played good today. The scoring didn't end up being the way it should have been. I didn't finish like I should have, but I hit the ball. This was after day one where he goes, I didn't hit the ball well. So he misses by 2 strokes of making the cut, but he thought that he played really well, and he's getting stronger, he says. And then the next minute, and I don't know if that's from frustration of not making the cut, but then he goes, I don't know if I'll be in any more of these championships. I am going to play. I'm going to play in the PGA, in the British Open, and then I don't know what I'm going to do. That just seemed contradictory because one minute he's saying, I'm getting better, I'm getting stronger, I hit the ball good today, and then the next minute he's going, I don't know how much longer I'll do this.
So the quick version is a couple things. Obviously, all-time legacy, Ian Nicklaus. Nothing more to prove.
Right.
Next thing, Tiger is so ultra-competitive and always have been. He doesn't want to spend the last part of his career here with everybody dissecting why did you not make the cut over and over and over again. Forget about not being able to win or even contend, but you can't even play the weekend right now. And he doesn't have to do that. He's got other options to still be involved in the game, including Ryder Cup captaincy, kind of America's role as PGA Tour commissioner.
Yeah.
So you just wonder how much more of this we're going to see when he's battling just to be able to play the weekend. This is the guy that conquered everything forever for the longest time, and maybe some believe he's going to be content to play select Champions Tour events and senior majors and that kind of thing. I don't know how much of that he's even going to do. I don't know how much he can physically do anymore with how much his body's been destroyed. So there we go.
All right. Anything else?
I think we're good. Here in the summertime, we're watching the College World Series. We got the end of the NBA and the Stanley Cup. Of course, the Florida Panthers are on the verge of winning the Stanley Cup.
Which I don't
to join
think
my Tampa Bay Lightning and have another new winner of the Cup in the Sunshine State.
Right?
Well, no, they're the rivals. They're the stinking Panthers. We have no respect for that, and they beat the Lightning earlier in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it appears about to happen, so we're kind of going through the lull here, which is good, but the football will be here soon enough.
Okay. Well, I opened up the door, but we'll have to do it another time. You were going to rant and rave about Brandel Chambly, and you and I think
I have a sports media podcast that'll be out. And I'll have all kinds of thoughts on Brandel Chambly and the coverage of all of this. I will say it was very big of Bryson DeChambeau to go and do the coverage with the Golf Channel after everything's over and sit there with Brandel Chambly, because there's been no bigger, longer critic about how it's the end of golf and the end of civilization and mankind that there's a live golf tour. Call them every name in the book, but then you want them to sit beside you and smile at them and tell them how great they are.
He won the tournament, for God's sake.
He did.
Come on.
He did. Sometimes actions say it all.
It
so there you go.
doesn't hurt Brandel to do that, or Bryson to do that, because the more times he's on TV,
hey, look, we're going to talk about that bunker shot and that up and down for another decade.
We will.
That's an all-time moment, no doubt.
We'll talk about that shot the way we talk about Payne Stewart's putt at Pinehurst number 2. Thank you, TJ.
Same course. Agreed.
We'll do this again next Monday.
All right, my friend, behave. Everybody stay cool in the River City. Good to be with you.
Bye-bye. That's our man, TJ Reeves. He's brought to you by another great golf course, and that's Miramichi, which I played yesterday in that heat because it's Father's Day, and I got to be on a golf course, and I love playing Miramichi because I think it is very, very pretty. You know, it's called the place of happy retreat. It was a hot, happy place of retreat yesterday. And it's just a cool place. Like, I tell you, my favorite hole is number 12. It's like sort of a snaky hole with a stream on the right and these hills on the left. It's the only hole on the golf course with a house, but you hardly notice it because it's so gorgeous. And then there's number 10, which, by the way, is a 369-yard par 4 from the Gold. The reason it could be so long is that the green is 80 yards. There's a creek to the right and in front of the hole. It's gorgeous. Followed by a short par 3 over another creek. You can't find more beauty. There is a waterfall. There is a stream. The back nine is like a walk through the woods. It really is. The front nine is more open, but it can be challenging. You got 5 different tee boxes. You can't beat the experience. Miramichi, 12 minutes from downtown, 22 minutes from my driveway in East Memphis. Miramichi, the place of happy retreat. We will head to Summer Avenue and talk with our guru, Ted Butler, on the U.S. Open and more in just a minute.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Make your next grill your last with a Big Green Egg. Smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all with a lifetime warranty. Save money on fuel, eating out, and replacing expensive grills that cannot match the flavor of the Big Green Egg. Ready to cook in only 10 to 15 minutes with temperatures below 200, above 700, and anywhere in between with ease. Change your at-home cooking experience for life. Go to shop.biggreenegg.com.
Some people just know the more you protect, the more you save with Allstate, because they know insurance matters. Like if you protect your home and auto, Allstate can save you up to 25%. So it's like losing money if you don't bundle. Save more when you protect more. Bundle home and auto with Allstate today.
Bundled savings vary by state and are not available in every state. Saving up to 25% is the countrywide average of the maximum available savings off the home policy. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I've got him on the line, rockin' Ronnie Smith, and Ronnie, I hear it's the Make This the Summer event going on now at Gossett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat.
That's right, Randy. I've got 2024 Ram 1500 Tradesman Quad Cab 4-wheel drive, $649 a month.
Man, that is awesome. What else you got, Ronnie?
2024 Jeep Gladiator Sport 4-wheel drive, $659 a month.
That's a hot deal on Gladiator Sport. What else you got?
Get super power in a 2023 Charger RT Skypack, $698 a month. That's $8,600 off MSRP.
So drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the bike. Or shop online anytime at GossettMotorCars.net. 5,000 down. Ram RN 194282 MSRP 48,595. Jeep RL 116172 MSRP 51,690. Charger PH 612877 MSRP 55,110. Price includes all rebates and incentives and excludes PF 695. Payments include PF 695. All exclude tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Dealer stock only.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. In these uncertain economic times, there are so many things as a contractor and a business owner that I cannot control. The rising cost of materials, not to mention fuel and transportation costs. In the last 2 years, shingle prices have almost doubled, and commercial materials have doubled. And I don't have to tell you what fuel costs these days. But you know what I can control? How much markup I put on a project. I have always prided myself in knowing I never gouge a customer. But in an effort to ensure my crews have work and my customers are being treated fairly, I have lowered my profit margin, hoping to give you a price you can live with and keeping my crews busy. So if you need a roof or gutters, please give us a call. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. Five Ash Roofing, a proud sponsor of Tiger Athletics and a member of the Tigers home team. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Wolosha.
All we hear is Radio Gaga.
To East Memphis we go. Ted Butler standing by after he and his son went 4 under at the parent-child Invitational at the OP9. Very good playing. My son and I finishing 2 under. Certainly enjoyed playing with you and Joseph. Good morning.
Good morning. That was the second biggest tournament of the weekend.
Wow, for me it was the biggest, especially since the Live guy won the big one. Did he? So let's start there. And this was just asked of me by my good friend TJ Reeves, who used to work for Sirius XM Golf,
right,
and doing the play-by-play of it. Was that DeChambeau winning, or was that Rory losing?
Well, it's a combination of both.
Yeah,
I mean, Rory makes those two. You know, a lot of people have missed short putts to lose majors, but 2 in a row is a little bit. It's a little bit shaky, and DeChambeau won it with his short game. You know, he hits 5 fairways, gets up and down from everywhere. His wedging, his 8-foot putts, the sand shot on 18. Rory lost it and he won it.
I hate this for Rory because he had put on clinics over a couple of days, and to be in command by 2 and to literally miss those 2, the 2.5 footer was, by the way, he had not missed a putt inside 3 feet all year. 400 for 400. For goodness sake, how does he miss that? I mean, you've got to think because of that 10-year drought, the pressure is so much on him. I don't know if he'll ever win another major now.
Well, that's a good question. And then, you know, after all the world wanted Rory to win. I know there's DeChambeau fans, but I guarantee everybody wanted Rory to win that thing. And he lost it on 17. When he missed that 4-footer, the doubt on that next short putt had to been there. You know, having played a couple of U.S. Open courses, and I know those short 3- and 2-foot putts are not gimmies. Just the slightest flinch,
right?
And you're right. Who knows if he comes back from this one?
You think DeChambeau is a different guy than he was when he was on the PGA Tour, and a lot of the players didn't like him?
Absolutely. He has changed completely after his dad died, and he's got some good people around him now. They're helping him in the right direction, and he wants to be an entertainer. The tour needs an entertainer. You know, there's too many robots out there.
Yeah,
now.
But he's not on this tour. You're only going to see him 4 times a year unless you watch the
Well,
Live.
but he may help blend them back together again. I think that's somewhere in the back of his mind that they can make these 2 tours work together somewhere, because everybody wants that.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you not want those guys, you know, playing every week?
I agree with that. I think everybody would like to see the cream of the crop still play together. There are plenty of guys on the Live Tour that wouldn't play on the PGA Tour, but you would have Brooks, you would have Cam Smith that played in this, you would have DeChambeau for sure, John Rahm, who's now had some sort of an infection. He would be in there. And so it is a shame. This guy, we all talk about his prodigious length, but honestly, his short game won it for him. He's the only guy to get into that bunker and get up and down the whole final round. And yet, with all the pressure in the world on him, he did it.
Well, and like he said, a 55-yard sand shot is the hardest shot in golf. You know, everybody knows that. And I thought he had a heck of a shot just to get into the sand trap from up against that root when he was over in the whatever that stuff is. And he had to chip the ball, and he was lucky to get it into the sand trap in the first place. But only hitting 5 fairways and getting up and down from everywhere is how he won that golf tournament.
I agree. Well, there were some other nice stories, I think. Patrick Cantlay seems to have found his game. He was in the mix. I'm still waiting for Tony Finau. I think he's going to win a major. We saw once again Mathieu Pavon, the Frenchman. He was very good in this particular tournament, and I think he could be a factor going through because he's got a beautiful game.
Oh, absolutely. And all the other guys, the Schefflers and Schauffele's and Spieths and Thomas and Obergs, and there are so many good players out there now. If somebody gets hot, you know, it's going to be hard to win on the tour now. There won't be any more 25 tournament winners, I don't think.
What about Oberg? Ludwig Oberg. I thought for a minute there he might walk away and become the first-time U.S. Open player to win that major since Francis Ouimet. But reality hit on him.
Oh yeah, he had 2 triples. The chip shot on, I think it was 13, where he chipped it up, came back to him, chipped in the sand trap, out of the sand trap, back down. But his game is awesome. I mean, it looks effortless golf swing. He's calm all the time. I think he's going to be a star.
And I thought Xander Schauffele ends up under par. It's only what did I count? 8 guys under par. Which to me that's perfect for a U.S. Open. I give the USGA a lot of credit. I thought they did a marvelous job on that.
Well, yeah, on that golf course, which I don't particularly like it because there's so many good shots that are not rewarded. The really good golf shots, they end up in positions to make double bogeys. But that's the Donald Ross thing, and it's just the way it is. But not Donald Ross, but the course itself, I don't really like it.
Donald Ross did build it. Had a house on right outside of the number of the second hole on number 2.
That's right.
It's got those turtleback. Just so people know, this guy was a prodigious golf course architect in the early 1900s, and in fact, he built Memphis Country Club. But he built them all over the country before we had hydraulic tools. I mean, it's amazing how many courses he built.
I agree. I don't know how they did it back then. I guess they just get in the tractor and start digging.
Yeah, I guess that was it.
The technology is incredible.
Speaking of courses, and we had so much fun at Overton, next week, let's talk a little bit about public golf and the courses today compared to when you first got here, and what an amenity Memphis City Golf has really become.
Oh, absolutely. When I first came down here, I was playing at Memphis State, the public courses were really bad. And there were Galloway, Fox Meadows, Pine Hill, Audubon. They're really not good golf courses, and now they're all good.
Yep,
they're getting more expensive, but it only cost us $2.25 to play 18 holes back when I was in college.
Yeah,
$2.25.
Right.
It's a little higher now, but the junior programs they're doing, the whole public course scene is improving so much around here now.
No doubt. Ted Butler, thank you much. I know you got a lesson to give, and we got to go because Johnny Radio is back. Thank you much, my friend. Talk to you next Monday.
Okay, Dave.
That's Ted Butler on golf. He's brought to you in part by Eddie Connor, and the Spirit Shop at Poplar and St. Nick. So easy to get there. We're talking 4848 Poplar, right down from Clark Tower. It's the little log cabin. You've seen it a million times. It is the place to go to get your spirits, to get educated on spirits, to get the best deals on spirits, whatever it may be. Rare bourbon, he's got it. Up-and-coming tequila, he's got it. You want a middle-range bottle of wine that you think is pretty good, he'll tell you why it's pretty good, and you'll get the best price on it as well. You want a local beer? He's got them all. You want an accessory like a rub for a particular craft cocktail? He's got it. He's got everything at the Spirit Shop at Poplar and St. Nick. Look who's back. Yes, Johnny Radio is here in person. After a week off, and so many people thought he was banished, but no, he returns in just a minute. For Zach, I'm Wolo. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everybody.